everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As ready as can be.
That's right, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. No. The last time we played, you descended underneath Polythreme, going far below the city's bowels, further even than the mining tunnels still active, until you reached the depths of bedrock. Past old abandoned mine shafts, you found a cavernous tunnel, leading you to your target. An ancient city buried underneath the earth and rock, underneath Polythreme. You learned quickly that the city's ancient name was Avalda, and that even before it had been buried by the world above, it seemed to have been abandoned, indicated only by the placement of warning stones inside and outside the city. Undeterred, you entered, quickly realizing that the winding tunnel street and desolate rooms had unnerving qualities to them. Some you explored, most you avoided, keen to the danger that most likely lurked inside of them. And as you learned, danger also lurked in the tunnels around you. Whilst you encountered a lost living spell, the stragglers trailing you through the maze caught up. As Red attacked a lone roper he caught sight of, he discovered something more sinister lurking in the darkness just beyond your vision. You fought off the attackers, killing the roper, avoiding the living spell, and wounding the entity stalking the darkness in your wake, which sunk into the ground, retreating, at least for the moment. And you continued your exploration, finding that the maze had spatial properties that would seem physically impossible. Streets looping onto each other whilst remaining separated. You also discovered some rats. Rats not unlike those you've encountered before, blind and inert, and you followed their non guidance to an empty and abandoned library, holding nothing but empty bookcases, more rats, and a doorway. Likely already anticipating what would follow, Silas stepped through the door, once again coming face to face with the unknown figure. Through his cryptic murmuring, you learned the answer to a question which you'd seemingly already asked, yet were made to ask again. And then, with a rat in hand, you were sent back. Many more questions on your mind, and something else you once had lost. You were hesitant about sharing the solution you were given to the problem you have, especially down here and especially in your current company. Gromo, however, unprompted, shared something of his own. A question of his own mind that remained unanswered, yet may hold some significance. In his own words, it would appear that the Dominion is acting out of character, and that perhaps Creon's existence may yield some connection to their actions' motivation. Picking up an apparatus of Qualish on the way, you did not need to continue onward much further until you reached the destination of your journey, the circular central plaza of the city. Somewhere here, a cleft on the ground would lead even further down and into the old refuge of Gromo. But the space before you bears many holes, many long and deep passageways into the rock and the dark beyond. Passageways you find occupied and inhabited by gargantuan worms, many writhing just out of view. And this is where we begin today's session. The beam lights of the apparatus of Quadish glare cold light into the chamber, reflecting off of the pale purple body of a nearby worm and losing itself in the distant dark of the far open space. I believe I have not asked you to do so long. So, could you guys please roll me initiative?
Good start to the session.
Mhm. Oof.
We're doing great.
Mhm.
I guess in theory I have less to prep if you guys die.
Oh my god, everyone's terrible.
Amazing.
We're getting the low numbers out now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wait, I did that wrong. What is wrong? Sorry.
Interesting.
Mhm. So,
Good for you, the worms are also not right. Which one of you goes first, Huxley or?
Oh, I have a +2, so I think Evelyn.
yeah, +4.
Okay.
I did math wrong first. I had to fix my number. I can see today is gonna go well.
It's gonna be a math day.
It's okay to use cantrips.
Mhm.
So what you're saying? Kill every fuck.
Uh-huh.
That would solve our conundrum.
Mhm.
And sure. Let's okay. That's the wrong one, I think. You guys shall have fuck off. No, that was the
Boing, boing.
you don't need to talk. Okay. Unseen turn is first, and then it's Red's turn.
I'm in the back.
Mm-hmm. I'm not planning to do anything about it.
Let's see. I will. I don't really have a good way to do anything right here. Let me light a torch and throw it as far as I can. How about that?
Okay. You are throwing past them.
That's a good point. fine, okay? I didn't want to have to do this, but how far is that?
Think it should be.
I don't actually know how to use this.
You click on your person and then move it.
What?
Click on your token
Yep.
and then you drag.
Oh, okay. Well, that's too far too. I'm down to throw a torch, and if it falls on the ground over here, that's fine.
Okay.
How far do you think I can throw?
Well, I am gonna need you to roll me 2 rolls for that.
Okay, hang on.
One would be an attack wrong. You know, for throwing past wind. And then the other one would simply be an athletics check.
I don't know if it matters. Let's go with an attack roll of maybe dex based, right? 17?
Mm-hmm.
And then athletics of 6.
Okay. You can place the torch anywhere within 40 feet. That's how far you can throw
Sorry.
throwing past.
Okay, so it just like lands right in front of him. That's great. And then I'll yell to Silas in there, "Show us what that baby can do!" And give him an inspiration.
Nice.
You chuck the torch forward through this very cramped hallway, mostly clogged up by things, and you manage to just barely throw it past, sort of somewhat hitting the wall on the way around the corner. The torch flares up. There's a number of sparks, and the torch clatters to the ground.
That's my turn.
Okay. Silas.
Okay. Do I see the thing already?
You see a purple worm.
And does it look like it's already looking to our direction, or?
You don't really see eyes per se, but its head is turned towards you.
Alright. Guess there's no hiding. The thing is, for some reason I cannot find anything about the crab, like how far it can move and what it can do again. I just...
The apparatus.
Yeah.
It's a link in the general.
in the general... Oh yeah.
There's levers to pull. Yeah, 30 feet of movement if you pull the right lever.
"30 feet of movement. With as many as 2 levers up or down, okay. So it can only move forward, right? Because otherwise I have to use another lever.
Mm-hmm.
And it costs an action to do so.
You get 2 levers per action.
I can't really do much else then. Okay, I guess
That's wild.
Yeah. My action economy is really not much in this thing. 10... 30 feet? I guess the light was already on, right? So
Mm-hmm.
no reason to do that. I will... like, how did the hatch? I will unseal the hatch in case I want to get out of here. And use this as a distraction. That's the second thing I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
As a bonus action, might as well do something. And cast Hunter's Mark on, the Mark of the Void on the purple worm. Because it's 90 feet,
Okay.
so that should be in range. And that's my turn.
Okay. Okay. You ever like upload the music and then you come back to us and you don't like? Anyway, kind of grating on my nerves. There is going to be. Yeah, I mean, both of them move correctly towards. One of them you see burrow into the ground.
One of them flees already.
Crabs eat worms, man. They're scared.
Mhm. You are still in the apparatus, correct? Silas?
What?
You are still in the apparatus, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mine definitely hits. You see, it's large. Hmm. Okay, this is interesting. I guess I don't think the apparatus can really make a dexterity save.
What up?
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, do you have a health counter for the apparatus?
Yeah, I do.
First of all, you take 27 points of piercing damage on the apparatus. At which point the apparatus is swallowed by the worm.
The whole thing. Oh god. Hmm.
At least you got air in there for a while.
I mean, the apparatus is. I guess you as well inside the apparatus is now blinded and restrained. And you take some acid damage at the start of your turn. But yeah, I guess the whole thing just larger, smaller. So the whole apparatus is gone.
Group.
Yeah. You guys watch as a worm, suddenly leaps forward out of the dark and with one fell swoop scoops up the apparatus in its mouth, and the light from the apparatus just kind of vanishes within its gullet.
I pity the fool.
And Evelyn, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah. Fly. And then up 30 feet. There's a dash. Then I'm a bit out of the way, I guess, to make it easier. Just space them around. And then I'll tell Vint to move forward. Vint's speed is 4 feet. I guess Vint will just dash up to the purple. Will be. Ooh, no, put down. Put down. That is my turn.
Okay. Huxley.
Yeah. I will rage. Actually, I will first move and then rage. So I will dash into its space. Which means that it has to make a... No, it just takes 2d6 lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
7 lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it takes that. And then I will rage. That was a 3, so... Another void spirit appears. Kind of, I guess, over here. And will explode. And deal... 2d6 again. That is 7 force damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Correct?
I'm trying to read what this dang mule does.
The Winona can only move.
Yeah, does it just like... Is it my movement? I use my movement to move?
No, it has its own. It's
Right,
like a
and
horse.
what-
That's how I used it. Like I made it move, and then I still had movement on my own.
Okay. I shall move with it. Only in 2. Did Groma just not move? Come on, dude.
I didn't forget, okay?
Okay. I thought he just... I didn't say you forgot. I thought he was just standing there. I'll move 40 feet there.
We need to get his stats out. I completely forgot.
And then I will take off and start flying. What is that? But that's a problem for another day. I'm gonna shoot. Probably take 2 shots at this. With my finger guns. Whoa, okay. 14. Oh, 16. Does a 16 hit?
Oh.
This
Damage.
one?
Sorry. No, a 16 does not hit.
Okay, the other one should. It's like a 20. And it takes 6 piercing. We can't currently see something.
Nope.
Bonus action? No. That's my turn.
Silas, who's that? Silas, it's your turn.
Hey. Do I take damage or the thing or?
The worms. No, not yet.
Okay. Well, I guess I will shoot arrows through the hedge from within.
Okay.
Just to get this thing to spit me out.
You are... You know what? I would say because you're in the apparatus of Qualish, you're not actually restrained.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to roll with disadvantage.
Nice. Oh yeah, before I shoot, by the way, I will use my bonus action to shift the Mark of the Void to this worm instead. So there's one crit fail, and one is like a 22 to hit.
Roll me a 1d20.
Natural 20.
Okay.
I hope that's a good thing and not a bad thing.
Go ahead and roll the damage up. Hit.
Alright. So, that means it's basically 3 hits, right? Because one missed, but the other is a crit, so...
Well, the crit you also only add like the strength damage once. So you just stop with the die.
Ah yeah, true.
The combat inspiration is a d12. If you want that.
Yeah, I will definitely apply that, because fuck this thing. Mark of the slip gets also doubled. So that's that. And do I add... I can make this thing be afraid of me. It has to run away from me, that would be kind of funny. Yeah, sure, one menacing attack.
There's 2.
Thank you. So that's doubled. Alright. That's a roll. 1 for 14, so that is 45 damage total. And it has to make a saving throw, if it can be frightened. Wisdom save.
It does fail.
Probably doesn't really do much, but it is afraid of the thing in its stomach. Until my next turn.
Save. Okay. Is that the end of your turn, or?
Yes.
Huxley and I guess I don't know. Wind can't really take. Can Wind take an opportunity attack? Guess he could. You would be able to. Huxley and Wind, you may take an opportunity attack as the worm slithers towards the hole.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Hey Jazz,
Hmm?
you
Oh.
awake?
Nope. I'm sorry.
Wind can make an opportunity attack.
Vinkin?
Yes.
Okay.
That is 19 damage. 19 lightning damage.
21 to hit. Prevent.
Okay.
Is there any difference between bludgeoning and thunder?
There is.
Uh, 41 damage. Who's he attacking?
The worm that's
worm,
stealing
right?
chalet.
Okay. He wasn't next to it anymore and I was confused. It's fine, sorry. I'm sorry.
And yeah, you get 2 heavy hits in as it begins to slither away, but it reaches the hole and it burrows down. And at the same time, the one that burrowed down below Olia pops out. Rat. So to attack you.
Yep.
Does a 17 hit?
No.
Lucky. It is going to make one more attack with its tail. Does a 23 hit?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Then that is its turn. Evelyn, it's your turn.
How high are the ceilings in here?
About 30 feet where you are currently.
Okay.
It goes a little bit higher in the center of the area, but you're pretty far.
Um. Sweet. Alright, so she's gonna move over here, staying near the ceiling, and is going to attack this one with a firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
It's 29 to hit.
29 minutes.
And that'll be 14 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then Event, I guess, will move over here and attack the purple worm twice. Oh, one of those is a nat 20. The other one is a 26.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter about being knocked prone?
It
Technically, if they get hit, they have to make a
does.
DC 18 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Not immune to being prone.
Alright, well, the first normal attack does 33 points of damage. The second one, which is that 20, does 69 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in total, 102 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Silas,
Yeah.
I forgot. You take 28 points of acid.
Inside of the apparatus?
Well, the apparatus takes the full 28, and you do take half of it. I don't know why I forgot to actually say that, but there you go.
So I take
But
14.
It's watertight.
But
Yeah,
the hatch
it's
is
not the
open.
hatch open.
An airtight. Oh, you lift the hatch up.
No, I opened it.
Get out of it.
Yeah. At least it's half, kind of half cover, so it's still something.
You should close that hatch.
Yeah, that was kind of my plan for next round.
Okay. Huxley.
How's this guy looking?
Damaged after those punches. You see some definite bruises, parts where the scales of the worm and where, it's a little bit more like bone plates have cracked, but doesn't appear to be bloodied yet.
Can I follow Silas?
You wanna go into the hole?
Yes.
Uh, sure.
Hux is gonna
Like,
do
is
the
it a
One Punch
tunnel?
Man.
You can follow.
I can get to here and I have 40 feet of movement left.
The worm, let me do calculations actually. You would need an additional 30 move the ground.
30.
So you would be able to catch up.
Nice. I will move into its space and then I will hit it twice. That is a 25 to hit
Mm-hmm.
and 19 to hit.
Both of us hit.
That is a 30, 35 damage, and my opportunity attack should have actually done 2 more damage, because I always forget about my rage. So 35 lightning, and then it also takes another 4 lightning for me being in its space. And at the end of my turn, it takes another 7 force damage as there's another explosion.
You fly after the worm, just continuously electrocuting. And as lightning and light streaks through the tunnel as it continues burrowing forward, you can tell that it's starting to become bloody. It is bloody. I don't know why I said it like
I'll get you out of here. That's my turn.
that. Okay. Then
That's a big one.
with the breaking of rocks as it simply moves along the ground, a colossal purple worm breaks out of the dark. Can everyone please give me a DC 18 Constitution saving?
throw. 15. Fail.
27.
Fail.
Vin succeeds, Evelyn fails.
Everyone who failed takes 39 points of thunder damage as the worm lets out a debilitating screech.
I'm
In
immune.
addition, you fall prone, and you cannot stand for 1 minute.
I'm also immune to being prone.
If you succeed, you take half as much damage and suffer no other attack. If you are affected by being unable to stand, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
So is it still as loud in the belly of another worm? That's the
Given
question.
the range of it, I would say you would still hear them.
Okay.
It
So
goes
half
really
damage is 40.
Did I fall?
down. What kind of flight is your flight?
Mechanical wings?
Does it say hover?
No. I just have deployable artificial wings.
Then
And I have a flying speed of 30 feet.
I would say no. Purely because they're not physically a part of you and are mechanical.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say you don't go prone. At least you don't fall.
I think I should fall off the broom. I don't know how I'd like hang on to it. Like maybe it falls with me, but
You can give me an acrobatics check to hold.
it's pretty good. It's like 23 or something.
Okay, you'd be able to hold on to the broom.
Okay.
If you were to land, however, you would be unable to stand until you make the sound.
So I guess I'm just kind of laying on top of the. I was already kind of laying on top of the broom. To be fair.
There wasn't
Keep
anything
forgetting
like
that
deafened
literally
or
everyone
anything.
has mounts and doesn't actually need to walk anymore.
Mhm. There wasn't anything like deafened or anything like that. Just
No.
okay.
I was gonna forward towards the first purple worm and do 2 cut attack. Just roll the damage down. Even though it feels wrong. Clean 60 points of damage.
Wow.
And the worm is definitely bloodied. As the tendrils lash out and cut deep red clefts into the worm. Red?
I'm going to activate my armor for Tensor's Transformation. It doesn't say it takes an action to do that. It just says I activate it. So I think I could take attacks after activating.
Yeah.
I will draw my rapier and do that then. So that'll be a 23 and 24.
Both of those hit.
Nice. Does it matter if it's force or piercing?
It does not.
So that's 41 combined damage.
Okay. It is extremely hurt, however, it is still alive.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Silas.
Yeah, as soon as the first drops of acid come through the hedge, yeah, Silas just screams "Fuck!" and just starts closing the hedge. And with the second lever, he's starting to slice and dice the thing with the claws of the crab. Makes 2 claw attacks. 14 and 19 to hit.
The 19 hit.
Although to be fair, does the thing get disadvantage because the thing is swallowed? The crab, or does it still work normally?
I do not think it would be restrained.
Okay. Cool, then it's 1 hit, and then it's 2d8. No, it's 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Wrong dice.
How dare you?
I'm not used to this low damage numbers at this level. It's 8 damage!
Mhm.
And the hedge should be closed again.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess it can't really do that much else in here. So that's my turn.
Okay. The apparatus takes 24 points of acid damage. And Huxley, you get an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Uh, 22.
22 hits.
As 19 lightning damage.
Okay. Been a lot of 19s. Silas,
Yes.
there's a heavy clank as presumably you hit the ground. Case of the apparatus.
Presumably.
Presumably. Sounds like metal on rock. Can't really see all that much. Getting tossed around as the apparatus tumbles through the air and hits something heavy all of a sudden.
Cool, cool.
The worm in front of red is going to make another bite attack at you, red, and is going to use its stinger to attack Vint.
Does it matter that it's prone?
It
Or
does.
did it fall
would
prone?
get up.
Okay.
Does not move.
Oh. Would that provoke an attack of opportunity?
Not if it's not moving out of range.
No, if it doesn't move out of range, it doesn't.
Right. Oh yeah, that's
Red.
just a fringe.
Does a 24 hit you?
Nope.
Again, it lashes out, snapping at you, and again, you manage to simply steer clear of its mouth. And then it is going to attack Vin.
Red has turned into a paladin. Just 24. Nope, doesn't it?
A 33 to hit.
Yeah.
Tiger and Chris may see about like 6 points of this
I
armor.
don't know why. That is 24 points of piercing damage. I believe Vind is immune to poison.
Vint is...
Would make sense for an undead.
Is this a non-magical attack?
This is a non-magical attack, yes.
That is resistant to piercing and immune to poison, yes.
Okay. And does not need to make a save for the poison. And that is the worm's turn. Evelyn.
I'm going to throw another firebolt over there. The worm. Let's say 25 to hit.
25 hits.
And that is 15 points of fire damage. Well, Mo's right there, so Vincent's gonna attack that one.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. That's... One of those is bad. One of those is only a 15 to hit. The other one's a 27.
27 hits. The other one does.
That is 21 points of damage. Does it matter between the two for this bigger one? Okay. Technically needs to make a DC 18 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
And also it's not immune. What's with all these worms not being immune? The fuck? What's wrong with you purple worms? What was that save again?
DC 18.
One save? Or?
Sorry, strength. It's
Strength.
probably fine.
Okay. It's a 10. 21.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna move Emma and move this way. Okay,
Okay.
that's my turn.
Huxley.
Should they been spit out?
You can't really tell. You're in the tunnel. The worm has stopped. You can see the tunnel curves upward and the worm is sitting in there. You can't really see what's happening outside.
I will, guess, attack the worm again.
Okay.
Well, catch up with it and then attack. That is an 18 to hit. And 21 to hit.
18 just hits, so both of them do.
Nice. For terrible damage. 24 plus 8, so 32 lightning. And I can squeeze through like a space that's at least 1 inch wide, so if I can, I will try to get past to the surface.
Considering the size of this hole, you would be able to make your way past.
Okay. I will still try and stay in its space. And then at the end of my turn, it takes another 7. Every time it's 7.
7 or
7
19?
force damage. And that's my turn.
It's looking really bad as you make your way out. You can sort of see all the wounds littered right at this point from the arcane lightning, and yeah, it's not looking too good.
Give me back Chalet.
Then the purple wormlings are going to attack the apparatus as well as Huxley.
On the feet, it's babies.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
That looks like a natural 20 to me.
Who takes the nat 20?
That's the apparatus.
Good.
4 attacks go on the apparatus, 3 of which hit, 1 of which crit. Acid damage doesn't matter, swallowing doesn't matter, poison doesn't matter. Man, wait, you guys are like all made out of constructs, what the fuck?
You did this.
They do have advantage against Huxley.
So, the apparatus of college takes 22 points of damage, 12 points of damage, and 7 points of
That is 41 damage.
also get the attack. That one doesn't hit.
At advantage.
That's a 6. Oh yeah. So, that would be a the event one.
16 hits.
Those hit. As an elemental, do you take poison damage?
No. I'm
Nope.
immune to poison.
Yep. Okay, you take 6 points of damage and 12 points of damage.
That's blood
Piercing.
shooting. Piercing, so that's half. 6 and 12, 16.
And that is the small one. First, big worm.
My friend.
The big worm is going to attack Vin.
Oh no, the thing in the back.
I don't think it can swallow gargantuan things. Nope. So this is a regular attack. At least I got to swallow one of them. Oof. 20 still hit Vince. Let me
Yeah.
check.
Yeah. Vince AC is like 17, 18, something like that.
Still immune to poison.
60.
So that will be 39 piercing damage. And 21 also piercing.
But both of us get half.
Yeah.
Okay. Romo's gonna cut the worm.
Mm-hmm.
58 damage, which does kill the purple worm.
Nice.
As Gromo lashes out, you see pieces of the worm fall. As a section of the worm is simply cut out, bleeding profusely onto it. However, Red, a chill runs down your spine.
Huh.
It's your turn.
Run away.
I'm going to attack.
And the mega purple worm is the lesser evil.
Exactly. 23 and 21.
Both of those hit.
Right. Does it matter between force and piercing?
No.
Okay. 42 damage. Can't really see that far. Yeah, I think that's my turn.
Silas.
Yep. The first lever I pull is the one that makes 2 claw attacks against one of the wormlings. The other one opens the hatch again, because this thing is just a distraction and nothing else anymore for them. And yeah, we'll make 2 attacks. It's an 18 and a 16 to hit on the wormling.
Both of those hit.
That's 1 die too many. That's 19 points of damage. And I will climb out of the thing.
Okay.
And since I have my cloak, I am invisible and just jump to this worm. Yeah. I will use my bonus action to use an offhand attack against this thing. For a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Haha. It's a double. It's 2-3, so I roll a bonus die. Which is a 6. That is a very good damage for an offhand attack. That's 18 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I think that's all I can do for now.
As you attack the large purple worm, you can see that it's barely holding on as you strike it. And it is its turn, so as you attack it, it is going to try and swallow you this time.
Mm.
Simply going for where it's getting stabbed from, lashing out. It's gonna have to attack with disadvantage. Because you're invisible. That's 23.
Is that a melee attack?
Yes, it is.
I
just
use
open
my
your mouth.
reaction to make my AC as a defensive duelist to 24 for this attack.
Yeah. Okay. So, you simply evade. Step to the side as the worm slams with its open mouth onto the roof, crunching away at rock instead of you. And then with its tail, it is also going to swing out and attempt to hit. Also at disadvantage. With a 19 to hit.
That is my AC,
It's also immediate.
but I can only use one reaction, so that hits exactly my AC.
Okay. Can you give me a DC 19 con save?
I'm gonna use my ability to reroll a saving throw. What was its name again? The thing. Indomitable, there we go. The thing that never worked for me so far in this whole campaign.
Do you still have your inspiration from when Red?
No.
I used it in the crit damage roll. But yeah, this one saves, so it's 20 now. Non-natural 20.
Okay. Then you take 21 points piercing damage, and you take half of this as poison damage.
Jeez.
17 points. Its tail swipes by, and some of the barbs, unfortunately, hit into Gracie, delivering at least partially their poison. Evelyn.
At the end of the worm's turn, it will also take 6 more lightning damage.
Looking really, really bad, but it is technically still alive. And therefore not dead. That's how it works. Evelyn, however, is going to get attacked by the... That's a 26 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And the world around you goes dark as you are swallowed. First you take 18 points of piercing damage. And you are swallowed, so you are currently blinded and restrained.
Okay.
Mine now.
Woot.
And it's immediately your turn, so...
I will Um. This one? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Did I feel myself move at all? Other than being swallowed? Like, my location shift?
You can tell that the worm is moving just because the insides are sort of, shifting back and forth. I don't think you'd be able to tell exactly which way you've moved or how far you've moved. If it was a larger distance, I would argue you could probably, by just knowing where north is, if like the degree shifts. But in like hundreds of
Then
feet,
gonna go ahead and cast Resilient Sphere on herself.
You ever swallow a big rock? Oh my goodness.
okay. Yeah, the
and,
shimmering dome forms around you, freeing your movement inside it again, so you're no longer restricted, and yeah, you're in a ball now.
Let's not double check something here. You know. This is probably not gonna do anything, but she'll try and use her movement to push out of the worm. But I mean, it's just like rolling a hamster ball, so I don't know if that's even able to do it. Like,
You attempt to push inside of this ball, and you encounter a surprisingly strong bit of resistance. As you look around yourself, there's very little free space between the sphere and the insides of this worm. From the outside, if you were to look that away, you'd see a worm almost comically blown up, as there's just a massive spherical protrusion around just behind its neck.
Like a snake eating an egg.
Yeah, like a snake eating an egg. Where the worm is uncomfortably stretched.
good times.
Yeah, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that the end of your turn? Evelyn?
Sorry, hold on one second.
Hi, bros. AstroTurf.
My dad says hi. Sorry. So I can't give Vint new orders, but he probably would have continued his orders until told otherwise to attack the big one.
Yep.
So, hell attack twice. And that's one of those is gonna miss. One of those is 15 again. The other one's 30.
That'll hit.
That's 34 points of damage.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the end of my turn.
And Huxley.
I will attack. For a 21.
One hits.
For 13 damage.
Purple worm dies. As it dies, it almost slides back down into the hole. It lies in there, not really clogging enough. It is not large enough to do so, but yeah, it definitely sinks back into the hole.
Would I be able to like hear that, like, a fight is going on that direction? I don't know if how like
As there
disoriented I would be.
is a thunderous slam every now and then from wind, you definitely know that they have probably still fighting.
Yeah. Then I think Silas is able to handle these 3 mini ones, and I will move.
Wow.
I don't care about those mini ones at all. I leave behind the crab as a distraction.
Yeah, well that's
They're gonna chew up the crab.
basically.
That crab is so not worth it. I found out.
But I can only make it there. So I will make another explosion next to this master form, try and draw its attention, and it takes 5 force damage, and that's my turn.
One of the worm continues to function. But as they are hitting metal and not really getting even any reaction out of them, attack Silas.
How do they know?
Well, they're chewing on metal and it's not moving.
No, how do they know I'm there?
Oh. You know what? You make a good point. I have an answer for that. It's because they have blind sight and tremor sense.
Does blindsight see invisibility?
Blind sight, I imagine, work much like echolocation does. Where it's the static of an object in the air that is visible to them as a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, at least with tremor sense, they know where your footsteps are.
Alright.
me they can actually hold on. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah.
Can you give me a DC 14 dex save?
Guess I'm gonna use my second Indomitable. 19.
Okay. You avoid being swallowed by the
Mhm.
fairly small worm. And then I'm assuming a 22 does not hit.
Did I already have my turns ever since I used my last reaction? I don't remember.
And not yet.
And then that hits me.
Okay. Let's see. 12 piercing damage. Another 5 piercing damage. And then I would require a DC 13 con save. That's the poison.
Saved.
And you take 5 points of poison damage. And then the other one also attacked. 14, I'm assuming does not hit. 5 hits.
Mm-hmm.
9 points of piercing damage, and then I require another DC 13 constitution.
Natural 1.
And you take 7 points of poison damage. And that is the end of their turn. Alright, around to the big one, which is going to try and swallow salty whole. That sounded weird. I don't know why I had it. That is
Yeah,
a 27 to hit. Can you give me a DC 22 dex save?
Yep, that's a 26.
Oh fuck, okay. And you take 31 points of piercing damage, and you are not swallowed by the worm.
Thank goodness.
It is, however, going to peel sting at you as well. Oof. 22 to him,
Miss.
and it misses. And that is its turn. Which means it is the sword.
Boy.
Immediately rush over here, just as the dog do. Is Jess there? She's not back.
I am back, sorry.
I was gonna make you roll, but now I've rolled the first one already.
Oh, good.
Nine.
Yeah.
Almost going to deal 59 points of damage to this worm that has ended. And then it is Red's turn.
I'm gonna look over it, see the egg. Think? Think, Rat, think. Yeah, I know what's going on, we're good. I'm gonna attack this one in front of me.
Oh,
What the
Wow.
fuck?
What the heck is that?
good one.
Does a 18 hit? That one's an 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay. That's okay, because it's the same damage anyway. 48. Does force or piercing matter on this one?
It does not. Okay. 48.
And I'll yell to Hawksley. Something inspiring. I don't know what's inspiring to a lightning bolt.
Electrocute.
You're so electrocute. Ooh.
Yes, I like
Like
the
the lightning. I don't know. Makes.
Huxley, you're absolutely shocking how good you are. Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me? Why is it shocking?
I don't know. It is just shocking.
You feel insulted and simultaneously inspired.
I'm just trying to enrage you more because you're already raging.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, as you deliver your blow against the worm, there's this significant crunch as you deal a water force damage against it. It's not quite bloody, but you feel significant damage.
I haven't seen the thing still yet.
Silence.
So tremor sense means they don't have to hear me, right? They basically feel the vibrations in the fucking thingy, right? Okay.
Imagine they have blindside and tremor.
Yeah. That just means that I will just Misty Step by.
Okay.
Fuck them. And then 20, 30.
In the darkness, you'd probably see them turn, but as you reach a distance of about 30 feet, they sort of just look around.
And you know what? Feline agility 10, 20, 30. Okay, 10, 20, 30, okay. And then I will say... Now I see the big one, I guess, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll... Okay, I mean just for fun. Okay, Soxley, now! And I will make Soxley shoot. Mucus spit. At the thing.
Mm-hmm.
With a natural one. Good start. Good boy. Good boy, Soxley.
Oh no!
Like he's himself seeing the massive form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't, even though you've trained, tricks essentially with Saxley, you haven't actually ever really used him much in actual combat. So as you call on Saxley, you feel it sort of on your shoulder, and it just refuses to spit.
Cool. That's my turn.
I'm trying to physically work this out with
Mhm,
this
mhm.
massive ball. I don't think it can even spit you out right now. I don't think it has the muscle strength with them being
That's
so
fair.
stretched out. So
I'm just chilling.
it's just doing nothing. It's opening its mouth as if it's trying to spit you out, but you just kind of tuck behind its neck. It's not like a snake that can unhinge its jaw. It's just okay.
Why
Just make it
shouldn't eat
suffocate.
things?
just not gonna do anything right now, I guess. I guess it'll sound suffocating. It has a couple of turns, but... yeah. Okay, well then it's my turn, so Evelyn, it's your turn next.
Ellen's just gonna be obnoxious and like shove in different directions. That's all she can really do.
Okay.
For her
It's
turn.
not like throwing yourself lightly against the walls
Yeah.
of the dome.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And Vent will keep attacking the big one.
Yeah.
That's a 21
Valid.
and 16.
That does not.
That is 33 points of damage.
Mhm. It is starting to look bloody. As it delivers another bone-shattering blow. I'm assuming that
That's,
is the end of your turn.
That's my turn.
Huxley.
Yes, I will move into the big one and attack twice. For a 24 and 16.
24 hits, the 16 does not.
Plus- So 21 lightning damage.
Mhm.
And then also 8 force damage. And that's my turn.
Okay. So... I don't think it likes to do this, but it is going to try and swallow Huxley. Already there. Doesn't like the light. Oh,
It probably has advantage.
does it have advantage?
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Rolls another one. Come on. Nope, nope. Is it 20 hit?
Yes.
Can you give me a DC 22 dex save?
It's 16.
Which means you take 30 points of piercing damage and you are swallowed.
I am immune to being grappled or restrained.
You can move freely inside it, but you are...
Oh, okay.
so you're not restrained, but you are inside the worm.
Yeah, yeah. That's fun.
Just gonna zoom around in there. Oh no.
Okay, worm, it is also going to make a thing attack at red. A 29 hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make me a DC 22 con save?
Probably not. No.
You first take 26 points of piercing damage. And then you take 43 points of poison damage.
Whoop.
and you are poisoned for 1 hour.
Oh, wait. I don't think I might have, but I gotta check something. I didn't. 1 hour poison. Okay.
Okay. This thing burns as poison spread throughout you. And it is immediately almost burned. Who's just gonna keep cutting away at that ball? That ball of conclusion.
I almost feel bad for this one.
Keeps cutting into it, but the worm is not bloodied yet. Just realized the candy. There's no way you could borrow right now. No. Right, it's your
Poor
turn.
worm.
I don't want anything to happen, but did you remember this thing storm? Just you know, I don't care. I'm gonna attack this thing, just regular, because I don't have advantage. How's that poison? 1 hit. Uh, 15 damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi's in there, so I don't actually think I can really. Honestly, just kind of slip. Yeah, I think I'll still just get out if once. So.
Okay.
I think I will like fly over here a little bit
Okay.
to make sure that everything's going okay, which it looks like it probably is. So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you probably currently still see, just the worm's head sort of on the ground because there's quite a bit of size and weight in its throat, just kind of rolling around on the spot, I guess. Something.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh good. Yes, thank you.
Oh, the thing.
I know.
Listen, I haven't been worried about looking behind me. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, you suddenly feel this just cold around you. You see almost this darkness at your periphery, and with 2 legendary actions, can you give me a DC 22 charisma save?
Come on, Bard.
Not too bad.
Yes, that is. It's a 26.
Okay. You feel something pulling at you, almost pulling you into the ethereal plane. But you resist, you remain, and instead, probably somewhat angered, it is instead going to just attack you with its withering touch.
I'm gonna scream. I don't know. Well, I guess Silas can hear me scream. It's back!
A 19 plus 14, which is fine.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
Yeah, and then a 2 plus 14, which is 16, which does not hit. So only one of these hit. That is 8, 43 points of necrotic.
Okay.
This is good. Silas.
Yeah, these worms are super annoying for Silas, so he's like, fuck these, 10, 20, 30, and he's using his ability into the slip, so he just lands on its head and rides a purple worm next on the list. And goes completely action search, stabby stab. 'Cause fuck the thing.
Sabbath the fighter.
I guess a 17 does not hit, right?
17 does not hit.
Does... So these two don't hit, but I guess a 21 does hit?
21 hits.
Okay, so these 4 already hit. And since I have advantage, I roll these 3 again to see if maybe second try is better. Looks good. Does a 20 hit?
20 just hits, so yeah.
Yeah, then all 7 hit. Yeah, might as well use some superiority die. And that's the bonus I have right now, sure. Oh, it destroys the music.
Yeah.
See,
Yes,
is there a double? I don't think so. But it's a decent roll. And so, 49. 123. And if it's still alive, it has to make a couple of saving throws because
No, it
superiority die.
No, it doesn't have to make those saving throws. Fuck you. You jump on its back, running up the length of the worm, cutting along its spine, and it dies.
As it should. Important to note that I still wrote it beforehand.
Huxley, I mean, you were never restrained by it in the first place, but you can exit the course by using 20 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI. Just beg. It's at the end of your turn.
I do have bonus action. So I guess I see the creepy thing next to red now? Well, I don't have a
Yes.
bonus action, I use that for an attack, so I just see the thing. That's my turn.
To the other worm, which can't do anything either. It's got a tail sting and trauma, but he's immune against those types of damage, so it's not gonna do anything. Evelyn, it's your turn.
See,
Anything you do inside
everyone
the
is
ball.
neutralizing everyone. It's just fair, you know?
Ellen is gonna keep moving around like she was. Did the big worm die?
Yeah.
Then Vin just kind of stands there.
Mhm.
Because I have no further orders for Vint at this point. Can't
Huxley.
tell him to do anything. Anyone, by the way, can take over Vint.
Huxley, it's your turn.
Yeah. The only one left is this guy.
And the creepy thing with red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I will. I'll see it, I guess, and move into its space and attack. I shall attack again. That is a 22 to hit.
A 22 hit.
For 22 lightning damage.
Going to use its reaction to use incorporeal as the lightning starts to sort of arc through it. You see a large section of it just turn translucent, and the lightning doesn't do its full damage.
Rude.
Is it your turn?
I will also. 1 second. 5 feet. Oops. Oh, sorry. I will summon an explosion, like over here. So I think it wouldn't get rent, so it will just get me and the creature. So I will take another. Four force damage.
Mhm.
That's my turn.
At the end of your turn with a legendary action, it is going to turn almost entirely translucent and shimmering as it shifts into the ethereal plane. It remains visible, however. At this point.
From the head.
And
Away.
okay, wrap around to the top of an initiative. Name that thing? Worm is now bloodied. Probably some faint shimmers of light coming through. And yeah, that's his turn. And then Red.
I'm going to, with the bonus action, drink a potion. Spray him healing. I feel bad. entirely in the ethereal plane. I don't really know where Soleil is. I'm gonna yell, Soleil! Or Silas. We need the nightmare to get after it. And then I'm gonna hold my action to attack if it comes back.
Okay.
And that should count.
You see it move a little closer, stretching its tendrils towards you again, and just as it does so, you see it turn almost corporeal, as a bonus action shifts out of the ethereal plane, which will trigger your held action. So go ahead.
I can't remember. Do you get both attacks on a held?
No, only one.
Just one.
But I would say, because I recently encountered the thought, if you were hasted, you could theoretically hold both actions.
Okay. I think I missed anyways.
Because as an action, you can hold action, and since you have two full actions, you can hold action, you know what I mean? Just in case that ever comes up with haste.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it is going to attack you. Actually, it's going to try the thing again. It's gonna use two legendary actions to try and shift you into the ethereal plane with it.
Why?
So that's C22 charisma save.
Oh, that fails.
Okay. You feel yourself shifting into this incorporeal form as the world around you turns dark and foggy. You see this creature incorporeally in front of you until it, with another legendary action, also shifts back into the ethereal plane. And now it's going to attack.
What the hell?
That is a 29, no, 27 then,
Yeah, it.
and a 20.
20 would not.
And you take 44 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And that is its turn. Which means it is now Silas's turn.
Alright. I will speak the command word of the figurine of wondrous power and will summon a nightmare. I will jump on its back and I will move over to red.
Hey, would you consider yourself good aligned?
Yeah, probably. Like neutral good or something.
Can you roll me a 1d10?
Yes, I was waiting for this. For the steed to refuse. It's a 9.
It follows your orders.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I will move over to red.
So you shift into the ethereal plane?
Don't know if I can. I
Red
have to
already
Google
got
the.
dragged into the ethereal plane.
Oh, I'll have to Google the nightmare
Currently
again.
where you saw red before, you just see this sort of wavy shadow form that this thing is currently holding onto with its tendrils. and it itself is kind of wavy and shadowy right now.
Okay, I guess I try to get Hux with me.
Mhm.
Can the nightmare hold an action?
Guess so.
Like, hold the action to move into the ethereal plane until
Yeah.
Huxley is on
I would
board?
say it could.
Then we'll do that. Come on, Hux! Hop on!
What? It can just do that. It can do it right now if Hux is willing.
Or it just
I
has
don't
to
think I have to
be
be riding.
within 5 feet. Okay, it doesn't have to be running it. Okay. Then, let's go! Poof.
Okay, you shift into the ethereal plane. The world around you becomes shadow and dark, and yeah, you see red corporealized where that shadow form was.
You
Red's like
see
a real bad.
a profusely bleeding Silas. We're gonna get ya!
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die on the ethereal.
Yeah, we are.
Mhm.
This is okay. Okay. Is that the end of
Oh,
your turn?
I do have a bonus action left, don't I? I only use my action. Yeah. As a bonus action, I will blow into the rallying horn. So
Uh-huh.
all of us can heal 1d10.
Okay.
Or enter frightened condition if that helps out. Or use your movement speed to move. Yeah.
That's probably something.
That's my turn. Oh yeah, and each creature
Worm is still
has
stuck,
advantage
so
now on the
Worm is
next
also still stuck
next
in the
attack.
worm, which means we're on to Huxley's turn.
Hux, you also have advantage on the first attack.
Nice. I will first move into the creature and deal 5 lightning damage. Well, I already have advantage, I guess. And then I attack for a 23 and a nat 20.
Nice.
Nice. You can add this if you want.
I will, because I can double it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can.
It's a D26. Ooh. That is plus 10, plus 4, so 52, 62 lightning damage.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the end of my turn, also 5 force damage.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
that's my turn.
Red, is this your turn?
Man, I'm gonna drink all our potions of healing. Or I think actually it would be more helpful I will turn off my armor. Well, how bad is Soleil looking? Like, really bad or like not great?
Definitely more than bloodied.
Okay. I will upcast then a Mass Cure Wounds. How far I can do that? Anything? Yeah, I'll just upcast it to 8, I guess. That's a good roll. So that is 37 healing. Everyone, including Huxley. If you were damaged, Huxley.
Very nice.
How much?
37. And then I will take a poke, because I can do that, because I cast a Bard spell. As a bonus action. As a 19 hit.
That hits.
You also have advantage if it's an attack roll.
I'm poisoned, but yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah, then
Oh, 12. 12 piercing. And that is my turn.
As you pierce at it, you can tell you're weak.
It's fair.
It likely has a number of resistive weaknesses against physical damage. And as your turn ends, so does your face shift. You alone return to the corporeal realm.
Alright.
You return to real space. You see these shadows receding from around you, but you see two shadowy forms now next to you. A ride on a horse and the elemental as well as, of course, the creature which you well know. And then is its turn, and it is going to pose a little attack. The thing that hurt it most, which is the elemental. That is a 20 to hit, and an 18 to hit. Huxley.
Hmm?
That is a 20 to hit you and an 18 to hit.
Oh yeah, that both hits.
Okay.
Wait, so are we still on the ethereal plane?
yeah.
You and it are currently in the ethereal plane.
Oh, and Red and Silas are.
No, Silas is too. Red is shifted back out of the ethereal plane.
Right.
In fact, you take 31 points of necrotic damage and 23 points of necrotic damage. And then, as a bonus action, it is going to shift back into the real world, out of the ethereal plane. So, Red, you see it
It's haunting you.
corporeal in front of you, and with two legendary actions at the end of its turn, it is going to also make a withering touch at you.
Why? It hates you
One
so
that
much.
got away. That's a 23 to him.
That would miss.
Oh, yeah, it misses. And that is finally when it shifts over to Silas's turn.
I guess the nightmare shifts back together with
Yeah, I guess so.
together with Hux. So we go back. Well, that's the action of the horse, and then we're yeah.
It didn't move, right? it's still in the same space. So if I shift into its space, would that be me entering its space for the first time on a turn?
Oh.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, good call.
It's giving me headaches.
It's gonna take yeah, 12
Yeah.
lightning
Just a
damage.
casual interplanar fight.
If only someone had remembered that you guys have a way of shifting in and out of the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have changed a thing, but still.
I did notice though that the lightning damage did some damage on the thing, right?
Certainly, yes.
I will use my bonus action to infuse my weapon with lightning. Use my gift of the chromatic dragon for that. And then I will start attacking with said weapon.
Okay.
And I will like make the horse run towards it, and mid-run I will jump off and I'll try to cling to its tentacles and start to slice and dice at the ugly thing. One is just an 18 to hit, and the others are higher. Cool. Cool.
Can you please separate your
The damage
physical damage from
and
your
lightning, yeah.
Mhm.
I can and I will. Oh yeah, these are the 3, and this is, I will use my last superiority die, because why not? Yeah, that's it. No double, okay. So lightning damage is 3. I rolled 3 ones on the 3 die. And the physical damage is is 18, 51 physical. And it has to make, if it can, fall, if it can like,
immune to almost every condition.
okay, so it can't fall prone. Yeah, well then it doesn't have to make a saving throw for that. Okay, and that's my turn.
Yeah, as you strike at it, despite your weapon being a magical weapon, you can tell it has a resistance against the physical part of your damage. Despite this, as you start lashing out at it, you almost as if you're dispersing a fog to lessen its density. And as it turns slightly translucent, as you see these, almost like a glass form in which this black fog swirls around, begins to sink into the floor, slowly closing its eye. You can make an attack of opportunity as
Sure.
everyone who's what it is leaving.
Natural 20! Which
16?
doesn't really do anything because of my
16
weapon.
still hits.
Fucking hell. Yay for 10 damage. Oh no, it's the lightning, so I roll an additional d4. So 10 physical, and 1 lightning again. It's always the one.
It was 11 physical.
Okay. You strike at it and mostly the ground as it begins to sink into it. And even though you definitely hit a few strikes, it soon is completely gone. and for the time being, you are out of initiative.
Vent, open it.
So, somewhere to the side, you see just Gromo at this point mostly having cut open the side of the stomach. The worm at this point does not take just
Vent will come over and grab the sphere and pull it out.
Yeah. The sphere is covered in this, greenish hued liquid, which very quickly drops onto the ground. But, yeah. The resilient sphere is free of the stomach. I would
Evelyn
say.
will drop the sphere.
The sphere vanishes and you are free. And I would say we take 5 to 10 minutes, go to the toilet and stuff.
Alright.
That's initiative. At least as far as you can see, everything around you is dead for the moment. As far as you know. The ghost has melded back into the ground.
Yeah,
Does that mean this ghost is a wizard because it keeps running away?
I think it is.
Does give massive wizard vibes.
Yeah.
How's everybody looking?
Not great.
Better now after the mass healing, but still like just before being bloodied.
I am bloodied as a lightning elemental.
No, I don't care about you.
Oof.
What happened to the metal thing? I can't see that far. I was asking Silas.
Let's just say it was overrated.
Hmm.
It was very problematic because it stopped my movement so much. It was so hard to steer,
Yeah.
and in a battle, basically useless.
Okay. What's the rest of this room look like? I feel like we should try to light it up a little and see.
Hux can talk right now, right?
Well,
Or can the
You can talk
elemental
to
talk?
Evelyn, but
yeah.
So Silas will look at Hux and will be like, we gotta talk. Would you mind, like, you can like nod and whatnot, but or shake your head, but would you mind like trading cloaks again? I hate this one.
Hi, this is Rhett. You can respond to this message and I'll tell Silas.
I mean, I can understand you. And
Yeah.
if you
can
speak
also-
actually Orin or Ignan, then you can talk to me. Or
Yeah.
then I can respond.
Comprehend language.
So you could
here.
be like,
Here.
I won't tell you that this is a good trade for you, but I feel like being invisible doesn't mean being invisible anymore, so I don't like it. You know when I got this one in Antok Arc back then, and I was so proud of it? Ever since we haven't met a single opponent who couldn't see me. Not a single one. Everyone could see me. It's not a punch against the DM, it's just a punch against like general problems with being normal invisible. And it's like I just feel like it doesn't it's just a magical item that does nothing for me right now. So
I feel bad now.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's just like I guess if you look into the books, I feel like most of the monsters at this level are just not that easily deceived. So yeah, just you can think about it, Hux. If you want the cloak, you can still keep it, the other one. But I would.
I don't mind. I don't mind switching once I turn back.
Yeah.
Have it.
Huxley doesn't mind switching once he turns back out of the elemental.
Oh, cool. I mean, maybe Like, I feel kind of terrible. Maybe we just take like a quick breather here and just...
Yeah, I was just I was gonna do a quick lap, make sure we weren't gonna get. Maybe I'll put up like a big torch or something in the middle, just so nothing sneaks up on us.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna leave Winona here. So I'm gonna like come over to start a torch here, unless I see something, which I
How
probably
big
do.
of a torch?
I don't know.
Just like a regular torch?
Just, I got 2 torches worth of torching.
2 torches?
I don't know, man. I can't really.
10 extra feet. Okay. If you want more, you gotta add more torches.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna keep going around the room, and I feel like I'm attached to something. I'm eventually gonna see these and just obliterate them, maybe.
You go around with the torch?
No, I set one there, and then I like I'm like going around spreading them out so that we can kind of get past. Does that make sense?
You have light on you when you get close to these.
Yeah, I probably have a torch out.
I will
You'd
accompany.
probably
Right.
see the apparatus of koalas surrounded by this pile of worms. And if you get close enough with the light, you
I
see
will
them scatter.
shoot them.
Large worms moving away.
I want them all dead.
Alright,
Electrocute.
let's take a shot at each one.
We can raise them as our
Good.
own. Just kidding. Kill them.
Here's a conjure volley. I don't know. It's a dexterity save, but you know. I don't actually know how much health I
What's the DC?
have. 19, sorry.
One of them saves with a
Uh-huh.
+1. 19.
The other 2 take 36 damage.
Okay. You hear this chittering and quite noticeably the noise increasing of them moving away as they pick up the grinding and this churning noise that emanates from these tunnels. Signals the worms retreat into the ground. And they're gone.
I'll just like put a couple more torches, like you know, around. But come back.
Near the center of the space, as you start lighting it up, and, everything becomes more visibly clear. Adjacent to the old decrepit fountain in the middle, a deep cleft runs across the cobbled ground, surrounded once again by the same warding stone. The same ones you've come almost accustomed to seeing down here, marking an area of significant danger.
Hey, Becker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of purple worm poison. Would Evelyn be aware of purple worm poison?
I'm trying to think back
Mm-hmm.
to whether or not we already resolved that question when you first discovered the small purple one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like you might have already made a check. Either way, I think it would be a common and popular enough knowledge that you would be aware of.
Can I try and harvest the poison from the purple worm that tried to eat me?
Yeah. Sure thing. Can you give me a survival check or a sleight of hand check? I don't think you have any specialized tools for poison harvesting.
No, not really. That's a 22. Sleight of hand.
You can mark down that you have 3 vials of purple toxin.
Are we taking like a short amount of rest?
Yes. I was hoping. But I was like lighting it up so we wouldn't be surprised.
Then I'll, I guess, turn back into Hux and give Shaleda Arcelis the cloak.
Thank you. I mean, you could still have the invisibility one if you want to.
Sure.
It's gonna be fun. I mean, even if it may not work with the stronger opponents, I mean, you can still like have fun with this with normal people.
Can try steal Red's hat.
Yeah, that would probably work. What have I done?
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking, honestly.
I'm resting over here by what I think used to be a fountain.
Is it the just cloak of invisibility?
Yeah.
Beggar, how long would it have taken me to get those files?
About 10 minutes, probably.
Would I also be able to gather some of, like, I don't know, their skin or something like that to study and research later?
Yes. Yes, you could. There we go.
Yeah, I will move over to red and will take Winona with me.
I'm just like doing some prestidigitating and mending and whatnot. Get cleaned up.
We'll make sure Winona didn't get hurt when the thing passed it. The tentacle thing.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the thunder. It started like lightning outside.
Thunder, thunder.
Winona is completely unharmed by the thing passing.
Is this the city center? Feels central.
Do you ask that or not?
Yeah, I'm asking everybody.
I've never been here, I have no idea. Looks over to a certain someone for the answer.
It is the central plaza of the city.
Has your voice changed? Are you still the same person?
Oh. Don't
Oh,
anger
sorry.
the DM.
Oh, that was a loud one. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Awesome. I think I'm probably on the wrong profile. Hold on. Give me a second.
I was like, hold up, that's not the same person. Is it like a spy?
No, that's Thor, the god of thunder.
Oh, could be.
Behold,
Yeah. His voice thundered.
Walked over and there towards the hall.
Down there, huh?
Just so.
Were you the danger that it's marking?
It's very possible.
Huh.
Probably so fun. Okay.
Do people need healing?
If we take a short rest here, give a couple of minutes, then I hope I'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be okay with a short rest. I wonder if there's anything else written down around here. Can I like walk around and translate things and still get the benefits of a short rest? If I see anything. Nothing too intense, just kind of like, oh, what's this pillar say? Or oh, what's this a statue of? Like, if there's anything written.
Aside from the warning stones, you wouldn't really find anything written around on these pillars. And that you would wager there may have been, especially at the broken statues, signs at some point. But even the bases are destroyed beyond such repair. Then underneath all the rubble, you probably have to dig and puzzle together shards of stone to find any sort of meaningful writing.
I will relay that useless information, I suppose, to the group. Don't really find anything useful.
I mean, I guess it's good. At least that means not more problems.
I guess out of curiosity, does this statue look humanoid as it appears, or like a dwarf or an elf or some other unknown ancient?
It does appear humanoid.
Okay, interesting.
I can't close my window, it gets too warm instantly.
No.
It's just gonna be thunder today.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, child.
Meanwhile, baby is not happy.
You take a short rest. Red, you are no longer poisoned
Alright.
as an hour passed.
Alright. You're all pretty patched up. Down then, I suppose?
Yeah, I suppose.
That seems like the next direction to go.
Does this thing... Does Winona fly?
No.
Alright, so...
Can we see how far down it is, or is it just a straight drop?
You can see an end to the drop. It just leads into the pitch black below.
It's possible to get everything and everybody down there with wind walking, but if we get ambushed while we're, flying down there, it might not be great.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
And that was a really fucking loud one. Holy shit, my ears are hurting. Jesus Christ.
Guess I can scout ahead and fly down a little bit to see what's down there and how far it goes.
Okay, you descend alone.
Yeah.
Then you would descend for about 200 feet before the crack opens into a large hall. Do you return immediately?
Yeah, after I see how deep it goes, I will return to let them know. Try to avoid screaming.
If you fly me down, then I can make the rock at the bottom of the pit into mud, so you can just jump in and you land in mud.
Still feel like falling 200 feet into a puddle of mud still hurts a lot.
But it's not a puddle, it's like 40 feet deep.
Well, then you're stuck in 40 feet deep mud.
But we could just ask Vin to stay. Yes, good point.
Sorry.
To stay up here and guard like Winona, because the rest of us can fly down okay.
I guess that would be an option.
Or
We can do that.
yeah. Nothing else came up to attack us while we were resting, so it seems relatively safe, and I don't think it's like we're going to be down there a long time.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
That works then. We can do that.
So I will offer Gromo a seat on my broom. Unless Silver's like way too heavy. I don't know. Well,
He probably just spider climbs.
he probably
down
just
the
spider
wall.
climbs. Yeah, never mind. He'll be fine. Probably like thinks this to himself out loud. So Gromo can respond or not.
You just
It's like, you probably just spider climb. Okay. Good talk. Bye-bye. We're
How
going
does
down.
everyone descend?
Evelyn will fly down.
Okay.
Leave Vin behind. Tell him to stay on guard and protect himself from any attacks until they return.
Yeah, will Winona... We'll leave Winona also behind.
See if you guys pick up their
And
position.
grab a note too.
Do you guys even care?
Yeah, I want that. That's great.
Capital?
You drop into the dark below. Shadows give way on your descent, revealing the ground just before you land. Around you, familiar structures rise from the black. You see a hall you've now seen repeatedly in memories and encased in molten rock. Tall metal walls end in a high vaulted ceiling. A bridge stretches to a gateway on the far side, and below the heat and flow of molten rock has arrested and turned cold, shrouded now entirely in the dark. You may give me a history check.
My specialty.
15.
2.
Um,
Just fits.
22.
And Hatsune?
Oh,
You don't need to make one if you don't.
yeah, I don't think I would know anything.
Seems like the last one of these was filled with lava.
Evelyn.
Mhm.
From the memory in Arcanus, you find immediate changes, differences. At the heart of the hall, the damaged and fragmented silver sphere you know now as Gromo is expectedly missing, instead revealing an indentation on the floor. This almost half sphere receding into the ground, inlaid with patterns and markings of an unknown nature. In turn, one aspect of the hall seems to have been added since that memory, where in the other refuge you found the much smaller silver sphere, and in the memory had seen only an empty space, there stands an apparatus, a metallic circular structure of a spherical core encased in rings. Some of these rings are smooth, polished, and straight lines, others stained and twisted.
Evelyn will move over to and inspect it a bit and kind of relay into people that this has been added since we got an idea of what we'd find here.
This is where Gromo should have been, or you were, right, Gromo?
You see him point down the wall,
Oh, that
where
here.
you see the indentation.
Ah, it's gotcha.
What are we even trying to do here, actually? now that we're here.
I think that we are maybe looking for a hint on sorry, a hint on Gromo's missing parts and where I guess this boltsman and the archmage might have taken them, or what happened down here.
Uh-huh.
Probably something else I'm forgetting, but those were the main points.
Evelyn will figure it out.
You, I mean, you. I don't need to make you roll. You'd know that Vidar sent you down here to find any clues as to what happened to the silver and potentially where you could find Boltzmann.
Boltzmann being the guy that's working on trying to solve the blight and the spiral.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he means by spiral, but he does apparently.
Can we start searching around?
Want us to help or stay out of the way?
Can't hurt to have a few extra eyes looking. See if we can see any sign of Boltzmann, or possibly find some answers as to what happened or what the Arcanon did here.
Right, then I will just try and look for some kind of signs if anyone was down here lately.
Okay. Roll me a perception check. And Evelyn, if you're investigating the machine closer,
Yeah, that's
go
what I
ahead and roll
want
me
to
an
take my
investigation.
time. Let's see
Can
what's
I
going
aid that investigation?
Perception it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
29.
Silas, you look around for any signs of recent activity. But as you wander around, you see this thin layer of dust on almost everything. There are no obvious signs, tracks, there's no abrasions or any tools left behind that look to be in any way recent. Everything down here appears to at least be years old.
It's 29 on the investigation as well.
There is one thing you do notice, Simon,
Yeah.
but it has nothing to do with any recent activity. As you look over the general area and vicinity, as you look towards the bowl, you see this inlay, this pattern that at first seemed like just a repeating pattern, something that likely was used to decorate. But as you look at it for a little bit longer, searching for signs of recent activity, you notice that it does not appear to be a repeating pattern at all. There seem to be some deliberate markings and almost a flow to the engravings that stretch out over this half end.
This looks weird.
Evelyn read. The apparatus's make and form immediately reminds you of a globe or a model of astrological bodies. Close to the contraption across the ground, you find numerous tools and metallic plates. A number of pieces strewn about look to be of similar material as the surrounding walls. Walls that you find upon now closer inspection to be missing plates and shards of dark metal. One panel in particular on the ground evokes an interest in you, not by its form or make, but by the fact that Gromo stands right beside it, eyes firmly locked onto the ground where it lies. This plate is covered in runes, strangely formed sharp glyphs that send a sense of unease through your mind, even as you are simply looking at them. Around the contraption you see several mechanical arms used for construction or holding tools and gears in place. And on the far side of this globe you see a protruding wheel that potentially looks to be what drives this mechanism.
So does it look like the mechanism is made out of the plates that were taken? Or like the metal from around here? Is that what I understand?
It would appear like this whole sphere, this whole contraption, has been made from the metal of this refuge.
Okay.
If I look at the runes with either detect magic or identify, am I able to try and figure out what they're for?
There is almost a haze of magic around them. Not the clear aura that you would see when you see a magical item. There is something magical about them, but they aren't inherently magical, nor is the plate.
If I cast comprehend languages, does that give me any insight into the runes?
You cast comprehend languages, and as the spell untwirls the words and sentences, you realize what you are looking at. Despite the translation of the text in front of your mind, you struggle to grasp its full words and meaning. The language written and carved into the plate is none other than the original language of spells, an ancient language that is now used as the words used in spell work. A language that predates even the primordial language. You recognize a few words in the string of sentences, the few words whose use have survived into the current age, translated and carried through other spells frameworks. The words of power. You see the lines and markings of the power word pain in the midst of a string of lines that emanate a feeling of loss. But your mind fails to comprehend the exact words of the text.
I'll relay that to Red.
As Gromo stands still beside you as you relay that out loud, and as you peer at the inscribed metal shield, he suddenly speaks. This is the plate that I read. The one I appear to have left to myself, containing who I am to myself. Oops, I did not mean to press that button, my bad. He turns the third eye.
I was like, what the?
He reaches a hand
Literally,
out
yes.
towards the plane, picking it up and seemingly weighing it as he peers around the rest of the room.
We'll kind of give him a careful glance before moving back to this apparatus. Did you work out theoretically if it was moving or if it was somewhat activated, what it would be doing?
Give me an intelligence check.
Uh, 21.
You start studying the machinery, especially near where the gears protrude from the base of the mechanism. It would probably take you a couple of minutes to work out
Mhm.
what
That's
turning
fine,
the
that's
wheel.
She'll spend time
In
with
the
him.
meantime, does anyone else look at anything else?
Bromo, is that the only plate you left yourself? I mean, I know that the cycle you said is
I
happening.
believe so. I'm not sure if I would remember. Memories of reflections are bound to feelings. They're not always fully clear. When she came here, I don't remember the details, like where she had come from. I imagine much like where she came from above. I remember she had been injured. Her reflection remembers the pain, but it was not in comparison to the pain my decaying body would eventually cause her.
I will investigate the pattern on the floor.
Okay. The pattern seems to, in these flows and twirls, almost reach out from the center of this circle. Each of these flows, even though they intersect at certain points, seems to continue until it reaches an end point. Almost like the petal of a flower, this curl that ends in almost a knot.
I mean, I will give Evelyn short notice about this, just so she knows. Probably
Can you give me another
she knows
perception
better.
roll?
She knows better what to do with this. Yeah. I was close to a natural one. Instead, it's a 30.
Nice.
As you look over towards Evelyn to shout out the pattern on the ground, you see the pattern again, in fact, engraved upon the sphere at the center of that mechanism. The pattern here seems almost more intricate, but it bears the same flows, the same circular structure of what you see on the ground before you. Noticeably, and this is the strongest difference, there are portions of the sphere where the pattern is completely gone from several sections, almost deliberately excluded. There's even a sort of border drawn around these sections where there is just empty space instead of a pattern.
Evelyn, I think this might help. And I will explain to her everything I saw.
Well, I guess, make our way over to try and see what he's talking about.
Like, look at this, and then look over there at the sphere you were just checking out. It's just the pattern. Feels like it's very similar and somehow connected.
She'll try and glance at it again with, I guess, comprehend language still up. Is there anything that's reading as a language from it still, or
There is
showing
nothing
anything?
on
Mhm.
here that resembles, and comprehend language also does not pick up anything that could be
Mhm.
translated. As you wander past and as you stare, pattern, however, you hear Chromos pick up behind you once again. This is the way we wouldn't find one another throughout the cycle. Through these refuges, we remain anchored in the world, persisting through the turn of the cycle. And whether by cause or design, the refuges lie always where the flows of magic and life intersect. There are fewer now, refuges, but if you can read the ley lines, you can find your way to them.
So it's a map of sorts then to find each other.
One could say so, though if you were to overlay a map over these lines, it would not make any sense. Each cycle, the land, the world is so different from before. The intersections, however, stay the same. They may be at different locations in the world, further apart, but two lines that intersect will always intersect at the same refuge.
Why are some of them blank? On that one, on the globe.
I do not know what this contraption is. It is not of our make, though it appears that someone has helped themselves to the refuge's resources to do so.
Yeah. Can you read the lines on it? Or can you make any sense of?
I
Yeah,
was never one to read ley lines, but the pattern appears similar. It appears almost adjusted to account for hold. If I were to make an educated guess, someone has tried to translate a map of ley lines with the interruption of life.
I would start drawing the thing on the floor in my notebook in case we need that at some point.
If does it look like you can mess with the wheel and somewhat activate or spin the globe thing?
You can see that there is in fact a almost spring-loaded mechanism. This, much like a clockwork, has been wound up. There is a small latch in place that is currently keeping it secured and unmoving. However, were you to undo the latch, the mechanism would start spinning, and you don't know if it would come to an end.
I could probably activate it. I'm just not sure if it's purely cosmetic, or if there's something else to it.
Can you quickly roll me an intelligence roll?
Maybe we should look for some of the biggest, like, hubs or intersections of the patterns first before we just let it spin.
19 intelligence.
Okay. Also check just for me. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's fine. Theoretically, could we, trying to keep in mind the gaps that we're seeing on these holes. Does that relate to where we believe, or like at a time not necessarily current, but where the blight was before it continued to spread a bit more? Like, does that make sense on a map to be able to say, oh yeah, this would probably be this area or something like that, based off of where we know the blight has spread?
Give me another intelligence.
Well, we also know the location, you know, of the one that was near the fire plane, near that ley line, down in the fortress we found. So that could be one of these intersections of the pattern. Or, I don't know what you call them, intersections, convergences.
It's,
If that's helpful.
17.
I'm trying to help you with your
I
checking.
don't know if that's gonna
I
roll
would say
with
yes, roll with
assistance.
advantage because
You're making good
what
points,
Red
you know?
said was actually quite significant.
Okay. That makes it 23.
It was a very significant place in his mind.
You look for a pattern where certain points could line up, especially the largest sort of herds of the blind that you know of in the intersection that you are aware of, and you find a few locations that could fit the bill. As you study this sphere more closely, however, you do notice that large sections of it are blank, but not in the way that these areas have been polluted with a brick border like this one right here. A large portion of it is completely just faded and unpainted, almost as if the area was either unknown to the painter or something had happened that they didn't want anyone to know. As you look over the pattern fairly closely, though, you do notice at one spot where these rings surrounding the mechanism overlap, there is a twirl embedded into the mechanism that much mirrors the pattern underneath. And at the center of that twirl, a small lens is embedded. Almost like a magnifying glass, it highlights an area that is currently underneath it. Near one of the larger patches that is excluded from this map, there is a section where two lines certainly intersect, precisely where this glass is focused.
I'll point it out to Red as well.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a location of interest.
It's possible if Boltzmann was the one who was here last and created it, that this could be where he decided to go next, or he found something significant here and that's where he's off to.
I mean, it's almost surely another one of these refuges, I would guess. If it's near where the blight was a while ago, maybe he wanted to get there before the blight got there. If this, you know, big circle is the blight spreading outward, I don't know.
it could be in the blight by now.
It'll make it difficult to find.
I have no idea what these ley lines are, though, so how it compares to an actual map, I don't know which one that one could be. You know what I mean?
Right, it's a lot of conjecture.
I mean, maybe Orvaith or Vidar or someone can tell us more about the ley line stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. And did he erase this side? Looks like smudged, like a little. And so, like, Silas, you're the artist. Do you think is this not drawn, or did somebody just literally erase this?
I will check it out. While I wanted to move over there anyway to also, like, I've drawn the thing on the floor and I start drawing the sphere too.
You start sketching the sphere, especially putting an emphasis on the pattern underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, as it would be instructed by Red and Evan, you specifically also make a sketch of the area where
Where the lens is
the
facing.
lens is
Yeah.
focused.
Mm.
As you look at the sort of faded area, can you give me a wisdom check?
Straight wisdom.
Yeah.
What? D's 16.
Okay. You can sort of tell at the edges of this map that there are smudges. There's these areas where the paint, as it was still wet, has been smudged into streaks, as someone was making almost deliberately this gradient, where obviously these occlusions that are deliberate have straight lines around them. These ones are a smooth fade into nothing. But on the larger area, in the middle of this larger area that is faded, you do not see these smudges, which to you indicates that this is not an area that had been drawn and then erased, but rather this area has been left blank and only the edges have been purposefully smudged.
Yeah, I don't know, Red. I feel like part of this thing has never been drawn on at all. Like, only the edges have been kind of smudged, but big part of it, there never was anything in the first place, feels like.
Huh. It's kind of weird. I mean, maybe it's not important, but
Is there any part of this device that looks like it does the painting? Like, is there any? It's like,
You
is
don't
it?
see any
Sti-
protrusions from
A laser that engraves it.
Okay.
You d- I mean, potentially, hypothetically, it could be possible that a laser could engrave it from that distance, but you don't see any such device anywhere on these rings. The rings are overlaying certainly a shadow, and you see obviously the position of the magnifying glass, but there's nothing that protrudes towards the sphere that looks to have any sort of physical purpose.
Do you think the sphere is just movable by hand?
There's certainly something that can be triggered in the back. That could,
Everything is movable if you try hard enough.
That is true.
if you're attempting to move it from this location, that would be difficult. If we've gathered everything we can, we could attempt to trigger whatever it is in the back, but I'm not sure what it does, so we should just be... Oh,
Hmm. So that's a magnify. Is there any other magnifying points, or I mean, like it kind of swoops up around here? And is there any other unique things? Like I see a tiny little spiral, maybe.
There are a few points where, almost like an arrow, the frame of these rings comes to this, point, as if indicating a location. But they don't seem to really overlay to any location that would seem immediately to you of significance. One of them points in the sort of unpainted area, the other points into the middle of one of the deliberately unpainted areas. You can definitely make a note of those. But other than that and the magnifying glass, you don't see any further indications specifically. At least none that stand out.
I noticed this spiral and a little blight blob.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what kind of check this is. Like, I'm thinking about what I said about the link to the plane of heat. I know that fire holds off the blight, and it looks like, to me, it looks like this overlap could have stopped the blight right there on its edge.
Okay.
Is it a reasonable thought to think that, line up one of these spirals with like the ley line to the plane of elemental fire type of thing? Meaning, like, I would not expect fire and blight. If blight ran into fire, it would stop. Is my thinking.
Someone's getting a call.
no, it's my alarm for drugs.
More
Take your
drugs!
drugs.
Drugs. If it's not a reasonable
Give
thing
me
to.
a history. It's reasonable.
I'm looking for basically like a point of reference. It's 14. To be like, hey, this spiral might be that light line.
As you look for that pattern specifically, but as you try and line up the known blight herds as you had planned before, with the intersection as well, or that you know of, it doesn't quite fit. The ley line would certainly fit where you could place the fire ley line, but the circle of ley line that you see that borders this circle wouldn't fit with the elemental plane of fire. Quite opposite, it would likely roughly be more where the mountain of the dwarves were.
Oh, like hair.
We also had the dragon.
Yeah. I don't think Red knows enough to put a bunch of those things together.
You make it a point to note down?
Yeah. I'll
Make a point to draw everything I see. As best as I can.
Okay. You do your best to completely, make a almost 360 sketch view from as many angles as seem significant of the entire thing. And you take down several notes of places of potential interest. Is there anything else you do with the mechanism?
Only after everyone is done
Yeah.
looking at it and taking notes and all that, will Evelyn go ahead and see about hitting the trigger in the back.
You unlatch the wheel and it begins spinning. You see the
She would have warned people
Yeah.
before doing so.
Yeah.
You see the sphere itself is spinning and the rings around it are moving across the surface, some horizontally, some vertically, and this spinning keeps going for quite a while. At no point do you get the feeling that a significant pattern emerges or the rings line up in any special way. And after a while passes, several minutes or so, the winding of the gear slowly begins to slow. There's this sort of groaning as it seems that the loaded spring tension is starting to give out. You let it fully run out?
Seems like the way you keep asking me makes it seem like it's a horrible decision.
I'm just curious. I'm just asking. I gotta ask every detail here. Right? Maybe I'm just trying to throw you off your game.
When it was spinning, did it look like it was possibly set up that way for the purposes of the painting, to be able to get better accessibility to painting? Or
The way the rings are moving across, there does appear to be some sort of purpose to it. Otherwise,
possibly
the ring spinning would be completely unnecessary. You could extrapolate that it could be a passage of time that is being observed. But there is no way to tell if any sort of interval of that time was in any way significant. The rings don't interact with the sphere itself, so there's no point where, anything happens during the sphere and the rings just sort of spinning around each other.
Emma's gonna walk away from it to join the others, but she's not gonna stop it from finishing.
Then after a few minutes, as the spring sort of groans, it just kind of comes to a stop. The rings at a seemingly random location. There doesn't seem to be any sort of direct more significance as the position it had before. The rings aren't lined up in any specific way or anything like that.
Right. Well, I'm not sure if there's much more that we can gather from here.
So, it's way back.
Probably.
So we should stay alerted because the ghost thingy, the tentacles, is still somewhere. Hopefully don't run into that again.
Gromo, do you want to take the message with you? Or do you just leave it here?
The information contained here is largely unimportant to myself.
Is
I
it
do not have
important to
any
us?
emotional connection The gravity of the thoughts I have on this place do strike a chord with me. Emotions are the privilege of sentience, but the logical part of my created self dictates that these considerations are worthless, as the process of causality is irreversible. I have no attachment to this place as a result. This information will not gain you anything else that I have not already told you, nor will it present a danger were other people to learn of it. In all likelihood, they would not be able to read it.
Do you think that you will ever return? To sleep again, I mean?
That is unknown to me.
I guess maybe we ought to leave it just in case.
I do not think any worth would lie in destroying such a place.
Okay. I guess we're gonna
Mess
leave
to,
the message as well.
leave it.
Yeah.
Guess we start to make our way out.
Okay?
But what if it had power word happiness? And we just left it behind.
Power word love.
Exactly.
Yeah, what if it had power words grunge and it's
Oh,
a
no.
self-cast? You don't know. It could be dangerous.
Oh,
Anyway,
be.
Power word
as
grease.
you start to make your way out, this would be a good place to call it for the day.
Nice.
Bit of a shorter one, but I'm also starting to feel a little scratch in my throat, so
No, no good.
Fair.
And yeah. Hopefully, next time we meet, we're all in good shape again.
Hopefully.
Oh, it's getting warmer. Oh, it sucks.
Is it so warm today?
Well, it's kind of like, because it's storming outside right now, it's getting kind of humid and in
Ah.
the room, and I've got my window closed because it was fucking thundering like crazy. So, it wasn't actually that bad, but it is gonna get bad. Especially during these D&D sessions, you can already tell. But yeah, thank you guys for session.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
And, Jess, I hope you feel better soon.
Thanks,
I hope
thanks.
the meds work and stuff, and you know, can walk around and frolic in the snow. So
Not for like 6 weeks at least.
In the
and,
snow?
yeah, you know, summer snow. Our next session would be the 1st of May, I believe, unless